It's time for our Hot Mess Awards on the 504. 25-year-old Portia Stacy is our first nominee. The Memphis woman was mad at her ex-boyfriend because he wouldn't put a ring on it. So she showed up at his house and urinated in his yard. Then she pulled the gun on him and she texted him, "Till the day you put a ring on it or get a restraining order on me, I'll pull up when I want to."
That is dedication.
I knew you would relate to this story.
I'm just saying, you know.
No, well, that's just like the woman on CNN. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
we don't.
Well, I'm wondering, do you think that he went and bought an engagement ring right after that?
You think that this is how
like
you
the
get
next
him?
day?
Well,
This might be how you get him.
It just depends, right?
Here's why I blame the guy.
Oh, you still blame him?
Because that stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. He ignored several gigantic red flags he had to have for it to get there. And you know what? Everybody has ignored red flags in their relationships before.
Yeah.
But you...
But
I would never peed on your lawn.
But
I was just going to say, I feel like you could be driven to pee on a lawn.
No, I would
You
never
wouldn't
pee
pee
on his
on a
lawn.
lawn?
I mean, I hack emails and stuff, but I'd never like pee on a lawn.
Okay.
she wouldn't have found anything.
Yeah, there had to be signs. It was on the way.
Poor Walt. Didn't I tell you there'd be a moment in this show
Where it was just
you were just
awkward?
like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to pretend I'm not here and listen to you.
I was just trying to get us back on topic, but I was like,
I told you.
we'll
you
just move
it's
on,
okay.
right?
We just move on. That's what we
Yeah.
do. Okay, so next up, we've got Claude McIver, who's a prominent Atlanta attorney. Well, he claims he accidentally killed his wife because he was worried about Black Lives Matter protesters carjacking him. He says he was sitting in the back seat when some people came up to the car. He pulled out a gun as a precaution because there had been protests in the area recently. He's stretching here. He claims he falls asleep with the gun in his lap, and he doesn't remember pulling the trigger. The bullet hit her in the back and killed him. Now, that's a lot, yeah.
So this is not funny at all.
No, but on the
Serious
504,
topic.
you can laugh and stuff.
However,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I
the
don't
story
understand
does
either.
not.
Let me pull out a
fit.
gun and
Also,
fall asleep.
why
Why
are
is he
you
in the back
sitting in the
seat?
back seat? Why did you fall asleep? Why is the gun?
Why did you pull the gun out then fall asleep because you thought you were about to
you
get
thought you were about
carjacked? Is it like the defense mechanism? Like, I think I'm about to get hurt, I'm just going to play dead and fall asleep?
Or like,
don't
you
know.
know,
Well,
here's the thing.
sometimes when people experience something traumatic, they like do things like they like can't help but laugh or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe like he falls asleep.
Like,
Right.
Isn't that narcolepsy?
Well, like-
no, that's like if you just
Well,
fall
It's
asleep.
like when I fall asleep on a plane because, like, I don't want to talk about the idea that this plane can just take off, and I don't want to think about all the
Yeah.
physics of it. So you just cope with it by falling asleep.
Yeah.
Are you
Right.
afraid of flying?
No, I like flying, but what I do is I go to sleep. I get on, I fall asleep.
Get back
that
on
too.
topic here. Here's the thing.
Why is he too good for us?
If we've learned anything from all of these, shootings, it's that there are a lot of white people in this country who are so irrationally afraid of black people that it's ridiculous.
Okay.
So there's no excuse for this guy. This excuse is not an excuse.
Yeah.
Why are you so afraid of black people?
The also saddest part is that he's an attorney. So don't you think he could have come up with a better story if you're going to kill your wife?
And why do you own a gun and keep it in your lap and fall asleep with it and then discharge it? I mean, how much more irresponsible can you be of a gun owner, and then you pull that excuse? So it's unbelievable.
It sounds like if I get caught in something and then I like to start making up.
Well,
It
that's
does
why
sound like a TPot excuse.
It's such a terrible excuse. It's probably true, but
There's no way this story is true.
this guy is so scared of black people,
Okay.
and he's willing to admit it,
Okay.
that he has a gun in his lap
Yeah.
while
And then
he's
fell
napping in the
asleep
back seat of his car.
All right. Here's
Like
the
he's
best part.
Ambien or
That's
something?
only not nominee number 2. We've got one more. Pulling together money for a honeymoon on top of a wedding, huge issue, right? So one couple had a solution to pimp out the bride. Men were allowed to grope the bride for money that would go towards the honeymoon. Take a look at the video. Some say the video, though, is not a wedding ceremony, that it's a Thai cabaret nightclub filled with Chinese tourists. Either way, it's a hot mess. I don't know.
I
If
want
this
Teapot to look straight into that camera with her eyes wide open and say she wouldn't do that.
Which one is my camera?
Forward, look forward, so you can lie.
Yeah, I would.
Your girl said, yeah.
You know.
See, Walt is gone again. Walt's on the plane. He's falling asleep.
I want to be. Yeah, I almost dozed off just now.
Teapot. Fun, right? It looks like fun. Oh.
I think let's just
Yeah, you can't
say
run
that
for
it had
political
to
office.
be a Thai
Now
cabaret.
that's what I
of some
felt when I
kind.
read the story, but you never know. If the last story we read was true, and the one about peeing in the yard was true, why can't this be true?
I don't think I would do it now. Like I would need to get fake boobs.
Whenever you're lying, you kind of giggle. So I think that Stevie has caught you on this one.
No. I would want fake boobs first, because I've had 2 kids. Let's be honest. It's not like, oh, they still
That
look
we know
good.
of.
Oh, shut up. They still look good, okay?
Poor Walt.
I don't want people to
We
think
have
that they're
ruined Walt's
sagging.
entire political
Well,
career.
let's just say this. Don't you think that we would have heard of this tradition if this was a legitimate tradition?
I don't know about a tradition. It was one
know what? I'ma
couple's
start it. I'ma
last-ditch
start it.
effort to go on a honeymoon.
I mean, I've been to weddings where they have, the money dance and people, give
Yeah.
some
This
money
This
to
is
the
just
family.
a
they
slightly
dance
sleazier
it.
extension of that, but I mean,
So,
Slight-
not slightly, but
What
you
if
know.
this is like
I mean,
something
the money dance is pretty
you could
sleazy.
start it if like strippers
did you have a
get
money
married.
dance at your wedding?
No.
Well,
No?
if
I'm
a
sleazy.
stripper was getting married, it would make sense.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about over
We're
here?
talking about
saying-
how sleazy the money dance is at weddings.
I think it's a way for,
What's a money dance at a wedding? I've never seen that.
You go up to the bride and you give her
You
some,
give her some
some
money
money
and
and
then-
you have a
on her
dance
dress
with her
and
for
dance with
5 or
her.
10 seconds.
Oh, I've
and
never-
it's a way of, I think, helping
Yeah.
the bride and groom move along, maybe
Yeah.
to go on a honeymoon or whatever, but this is
Yeah.
Okay, well,
totally different.
Well, you're our guest. You
experience.
have to pick one. Which one's the most hot mess? The urinator in the yard, the prominent Atlanta attorney who killed his wife, or the wedding?
Can I get some definition of hot mess? I think they're all horrible. I mean,
they're
this
all
is unbelievable.
horrible.
This is just unbelievable.
Which one is the worst offender of life?
I'm gonna have to. I think the one that resulted in someone dying has got to
Yeah.
be the worst hot mess. But,
Okay. Yeah, I guess so.
But I think the wedding is probably. It's got to be an explanation. It's not a real wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the
plus
other.
they
And then,
probably
and then,
had a reason to
and then
feel
there
that
are,
Very
long.
sensible.
and then I
man.
think there are women that do that kind of stuff.
Let me-
Probably.
No, you
Let me-
can't, 'cause we're out
sometimes.
of time, Stevie. You should,
You can weigh in.
you should do that. I just.
Zip it.
Stay with us, guys. State Representative Walt Leger is going to talk to us more when we return.
Tell 'em I go